to begin.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the darkest Marvel heroes that may or may not be too much for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to handle.
It's magic.
So am I.
Number 10, Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey's here to kill bad guys and eat bananas, and he's all out of bananas. His wild origins began when an unarmed professional hitman was saved by a tribe of Japanese snow monkeys. While the tribe were willing to aid the hitman back to health, one monkey objected, leading to his exile. When the entire tribe was slaughtered alongside the hitman, Hitmonkey was born.
From within, country at war. It's time to begin.
It's weird, but don't let the absurdity distract you from the fact that Hitmonkey's a straight up killer. While he's got his own animated Hulu show, it's worth noting that its second season is no longer marketed under the Marvel brand.
There you go, that's it. There. Yeah, now get your hips going.
Regardless of whatever the reason is, you can't help but feel like Marvel's putting some distance between themselves and the armed primate. Number 9, Danny Ketch. While most of us know Ghost Rider because of Johnny Blaze, what if we told you his younger brother was also a Ghost Rider? That's Danny Ketch. And everywhere Danny goes, trouble always follows. He inadvertently became Ghost Rider when he and his sister Barbara were caught in the middle of a gang war between the Kingpin and Death Watch. Amidst the chaos, he stumbled upon a special motorcycle, which turned him into the spirit of vengeance. As Ghost Rider, he's had no shortage of battles against demons, whether they're from hell or a bottle. The inclusion of any Ghost Rider in the MCU guarantees seeing some hardcore stuff, but the demon-plagued world of Danny Ketch might be just a bit too heavy for casual audiences. Number 8, Daimon Hellstrom. To no one's surprise, the guy who's only known for being the son of Satan probably isn't the most marketable superhero of them all. He and his sister Satana are the children of Marduk Kyrios, a hell lord who may or may not be Satan. Honestly, Marvel is really confusing when it comes to deciding all of that stuff. While his father is a devilish entity, his mother was a mere mortal. Overall, Daimon has his roots tethered to the occult. He even has a freaking pentagram on his chest for a birthmark. Daimon briefly had a Hulu TV series not canon to the MCU, but since its cancellation, we don't expect him popping up on anyone's screen for a while.
You didn't finish the verse. John chapter 10, verse 10. It ends with ego veniat vitam habient et abundantius habient.
Number 7, Magic. Ilyana Rasputina, aka Magic, has never had an easy life. For starters, her and her brother Piotr, better known as Colossus, are mutants, and that's difficult to navigate on its own. But everything changed when Ilyana was kidnapped as a child by a demon and taken to Limbo. While she was rescued by the X-Men and only gone for a few seconds on Earth, time worked differently in the other place, meaning Ilyana spent years in the demonic realm and eventually returned as a teenager. If that wasn't traumatic enough, Ilyana also has a demonic form known as the Dark Child. This dark side can manifest when she taps into dark magic or experiences intense emotions. You'd be wise not to cross magic.
It's magic.
So am I.
Number 6, Penance. Robbie Baldwin was originally a hot-headed teenage superhero named Speedball, who was part of a team called the New Warriors. But when they tried to stop some villains as part of their reality show, the bad guy Nitro killed all of the New Warriors and over 600 civilians in an explosion. Robbie was the only superhero who survived what became known as the Stanford Incident, the catalyst for Marvel's Civil War. He then became Penance and had a suit lined inside with spikes that made him suffer. Penance is kind of an edgelord, but his past is still a tragic one. Maybe Robbie Baldwin's Speedball persona can show up in the MCU one day, but we doubt we'll see Penance strolling onto the screen. Number 5, Paladin. Not quite a hero, but not quite a villain either. Paladin operates in that morally gray sweet spot as a mercenary typically working for whoever's willing to give him the biggest payday. We like to believe he's a character who can change his ways, as he's been shown in the past helping out many street-level heroes. He was even part of the Heroes for Hire, but he was also part of Norman Osborn's Thunderbolts team. The violent way in which he operates and his tendency to backstab others has also gotten him flack from heroes like Daredevil, Spider-Man, and more. Ultimately, Paladin's a bit of a chaotic mess. Number 4. Kane. Kane Parker was the Jackal's first ever clone of Peter Parker. However, Kane's body was in a state of deterioration and he was ultimately rejected. His anger soon quickly turned him against the world. In the numerous times he's crossed paths with his genetic brothers Ben Reilly and Peter Parker, he's tried to kill them.
I was saved from almost drowning by this guy.
I knew I'd regret helping you.
While Kane cleaned up his act and became a hero, there's no doubt there's still a darkness inside him. His entire existence is also a reminder of the critically panned Clone Saga storyline. The less we say about that, the better. It's not impossible to see the MCU's Peter run into some clones, but this much extra drama might not be worth it for Marvel Studios. Number 3. David Holler. David Holler is one of the most powerful mutants in the Marvel Universe, and that's expected when you're the son of Professor X. Unfortunately, David's also deeply troubled. Throughout his life, he suffered from dissociative identity disorder. His mind is deeply fractured, and inside of it, he has over 200 plus alternate personalities, all just as powerful as him. Not to mention that he's also been plagued constantly by the Shadow King. The MCU hasn't shied away from exploring heroes with mental illness before, but the wildly eccentric and avant-garde David Holler might be a square peg in a round hole for them.
Interestingly though, David's story was captured wonderfully in FX's Legion TV show, not set in the MCU.
Number 2. The Sentry. When drug-addicted Robert Reynolds broke into a lab and drank a compound called the Golden Sentry Serum, it gave him some incredible powers. Eventually, he became the Sentry, a superhero that's pretty much Marvel's answer to Superman. So, it might sound strange to say that Marvel's version of Superman is too dark for the movies, but that's because the Sentry's not quite as he seems. Robert Reynolds suffers from severe schizophrenia and possesses a personality known as the Void. If Sentry is the light, the Void is the dark. This pure killer only knows destruction. The Sentry might pop up in the MCU one day, but you can't do Sentry without the Void. The MCU better know what they're getting into with this hero.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Punisher. Calling the Punisher a superhero is always going to feel like a stretch, but Marvel still loves to lump Frank Castle into that category.
It just gets better and better.
Fueled by the murder of his family, the Punisher is a brutal vigilante who kills as many villains as he can in his war on crime. Sure, Punisher's had his own TV show, but Marvel's Netflix shows are confusing to say the least about their connection to the MCU. Punisher will, however, be part of the firmly MCU canon Daredevil Born Again series, but there's some concern from fans that it'll have a pretty sanitized version of the character. Can Punisher be done justice in the MCU's Disney Plus shows or their feature-lengthy movies? Only time will tell.
When they come, I'll make them tell me where Sarah is. After that, I'm gonna kill them all.
Is there a dark Marvel superhero the MCU is afraid of adapting that we missed? Let us know in the comments down below.
Sorry, man.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.